Okay, I believe we are live. I'm going to wait 1 second here just to confirm it's playing on YouTube, and then I can mute that so you don't hear that in the background. I know there's a few people that are unable to join us from the Patreon group. I'm going to... Yep, there it goes. All right, good deal. So hopefully we'll catch you guys on the replay, but just want to give a little backstory about this scenario that led to this investigation. I had a friend named Nicole who used to go ghost hunting with me a lot. They used to be part of a group locally here in San Diego. And many years ago on a previous podcast, I had interviewed that group, just to ask questions about local things. And they invited me out to an investigation with them. They had kind of a group meetup thing where people could come and join and use their equipment and things like that. And that got me really more interested in the whole thing. And eventually that group started doing more home investigations. So they've invited me out several times to help out with those. I have a lot of, EVP files and video and things like that from many other investigations. But essentially, this kind of allowed us to bond a little bit. I didn't really get along with everybody in that group, but Nicole and I had a good respect for one another. She's more of the how do you say, I don't know, kind of psychic side of things. She's very witchy. I'm more of a tech guy. I like all the equipment, electronics, and things like that. So we complement one another well. Anyways, during COVID, all that stuff stopped. She actually moved. Her and her husband bought a home in Descanso, which is a little town just outside of San Diego, east of San Diego, kind of up in the local mountain range near the Indian reservation, the Kumeyaay reservation here. And she started volunteering with this town hall. And of course, as she starts speaking to people in the community about stuff she's into, the people who own the town hall started letting her know about all these experiences that they've been having. And it's been kind of cool to hear them. But essentially, they asked her to do an investigation of this place. And that's when she called me up. And what we did, obviously, was go there September 9th. We did a very brief, maybe 2-hour investigation. I wasn't expecting to get much, but I got quite a bit. Couple really cool video clips that I want to show you guys. I got a lot of audio, so much audio that I'm not even done going through it. And I've got a few good clips that we can share. I think that have something on them. I haven't seen any Class A EVPs yet, but you can definitely hear things there. And I'll try to amplify that as much as I can as we go through here. But essentially, what we ended up doing was the town hall people said, okay, will you be willing to show us your results and host a little, group investigation thing as part of a fundraiser? So we agreed, and that was last night, Friday night. So if my voice is a little hoarse, it's because I was talking to groups for several hours last night. They held it was a chili and cornbread fundraiser thing. I think they charged $12 for chili and cornbread. They had brownies, and people in the community would go and pay. And then they had a thing for donations. Donate what you want for the paranormal investigation portion of it, which Nicole and I hosted, and Izzy, my daughter Izzy, accompanied us to both, and I know she's watching. But anyway, we went last night, starting around 6 p.m. We let groups of 10 to 15 in. I think we had 4 total groups. I laid out a bunch of my equipment and allowed them to use it. I don't have any idea what they managed to capture, but part of what I want to do after I show you what we caught on September 9th is to show you what was recorded. I know there is some footage. No idea if anything's on it, but I'll go through that with you too. But without further ado here, let me take my face off screen and I'll go through this video. Now you'll notice with this particular video here, the footage I have on full spectrum video camera, it's one of those little action cameras that doesn't have a great microphone. So the audio is really funky in it. This is more for visual stuff than audio. And then I think one of the things that we try to do is to debunk, one of the things I really hate with the ghost shows out there, some specific ones, is they like to call things orbs that are not necessarily orbs. To me, I'm going to pause this right here for a sec. To me, orbs, I see these on, and I'm just going to call them out, Ghost Adventures. They call these light anomalies, and it's just dust reflecting in the IR light. So when I say we caught some light anomalies, I want to show you what dust looks like on this particular camera, and then I also have one that's going to show you what a moth looks like, just so that you see what a bug looks like. So first we'll go through the dust one here. There's going to be some dust over in this area. There it goes. I think we got to replay. I mean, that's like, you can definitely see. Where'd it go? I'm going too fast with the cursor here. You can definitely see that's just dust. Very non-specific, but obviously it's reflecting in the light, and you can see that on camera. There's a moth going through. To me, that's very obviously a bug. And I just did this for reference. Now, for this unexplained light, I want you, for this first one, to look over here. There's a sign that says gals for the women's restroom, and then there's a switch panel right below that. It's going to zoom. It'll be real quick. It's going to go right through here. We'll play that. And I have some with reduced speed and magnification too, but that light up in the corner flickers right before this happens. And if you notice, this light up here is going to flicker, and then immediately, watch right here. Boom, just quick. And then there's some dust that comes through up here. It's so fast. Now, I want to see if I can. It only showed up in 3 frames. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Okay, so to me, it first looked like a laser light. Why is it not coming up? There we go. I mean, that's the very last frame. I guess I'm going in reverse here. Then there's one. Whoops. I can't get right on the frame I want it to. There's one that's like super bright. There it was. Right there. So some might say, okay, maybe that's a bug, a different kind of bug. Maybe it's dust. To me, it looked like almost like a laser light, but none of us brought lasers. So, fairly compelling. The next one, way more interesting to me and much more compelling, and I'll show you why here in a moment. But you're going to look in this area over here. So 2 little bright flashes there. And we'll slow it down. And then I want to go back to this. So similar in appearance, it pops up, then it disappears for a second, assuming it's traveling down. But then if you look at the second time it appears, if you watch, this is a wooden barrel with like metal, a metal portion on top, or I think it's actually turned into a trash can, so it might be a plastic liner up there. You can actually see light reflecting off of this when it comes down, and I want to show you that part. You see right here, there's light reflecting, which tells me it's obviously on this side of that barrel. And we don't know what would have caused that. I mean, I guess could be a lightning bug, but I'm watching the reflection as I go back and forth here. They don't have lightning bugs there though. We never saw any during the investigation. We are actually on the far left of the screen, sitting on those benches, talking. None of us saw this with our eyes, so I think that's a little more compelling. Super cool, I think, but I think it's different than what you would normally see on the shows. That's just dust. That's very bright. I want to kind of look back at where it first shows up for a sec. I mean, look how bright that gets. I don't know. Maybe tell me what you think in the chat, but yeah, no fireflies. I'm just seeing comments now. Sorry, there's a little bit of lag. But yeah, I was pretty pleased with that. There's a couple more clips just showing some interaction with the K2 meter. I do have a K2 meter, and it did not go off at all in any investigation before going to this place on September 9th. I took it back last night, and it went off several times, but I'll show you just a couple little clips of that.
I really appreciate this. So every time I see at least a yellow, I'm going to say that's a yes, okay?
This is my K2.
If I see it just green, I'm going to keep that as a no. Okay. Did you volunteer here? Or did you do some work here?
No.
If you go to school here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
are you a female?
I'm trying to remember what they asked.
Are you somebody else besides the old man here?
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so this kind of coincides with what happened last night. That was the only two clips I wanted to show of that. But this K2 meter, like I said, just so you're aware, this is a crock pot. It was not plugged in. But they asked if they were female, and they said no. And are you somebody other than the old man that was seen here? And it flashed indicating yes. The reports were going into this that they would see shadow figures of a man. They assumed it was an elderly man. They think they know his name, but they didn't let us know before this night. We only found that out last night. But we had several K2 hits last night, just speaking to whoever this was. We think it's a little boy that attended school there. It used to be a schoolhouse. And then there's also Descanso Elementary nearby. We were getting responses from that. So this was very kid-friendly. So just from September 9th, I'm going to go through a few audio clips here that I've been able to kind of hear some stuff on. Bear with me a sec. Not all of these are very easily heard, so I'm going to be real selective. So you're going to hear Nicole talking about a security camera, and then she'll say, and then the exit light. I think you can hear a couple syllables right after that, but we'll see what you think here.
So there's a security camera up right there. You see it?
Yep.
And then the exit light.
Right in there.
Yeah, but it.
So there's a security camera up right there. You see it?
Yep.
And then the exit light.
I'm just going to raise the volume on that a bit. You might need headphones to hear some of this stuff. To me, it sounds like one syllable. I can't understand what it's saying, but that wasn't any of us in the room. So that's one. We'll go through a few more here. Let's see, which one do we want to do? No, don't save that. I try very carefully not to do any sort of destructive editing, and I don't save anything after I've manipulated it, or if I do, I'll mark it as enhanced. Oh, you do hear something awesome. But yeah, I'll mark it as enhanced, but I always save the original file, and I name it according to the minute and seconds that it occurred at in my original file, which was, an hour and a half long or something like that. Let's look at 3053. I'll just play this one before we do anything here. I just want to try different spots,
Yeah.
There it was.
I just want to try different spots,
Yeah.
Now, we were in the kitchen, and I'm going to play this a couple more times before I tell you what I think it says. I think it says hot. It sounds like a child or maybe a girl saying hot. Now, my daughter's 18. She doesn't sound that tiny. So, you know that with only 3 of us in the building, actually there were 4. There was Nicole's husband, Kevin, but he was on the other side of the building, and he obviously sounds more like me than this. So I thought that was an interesting one. It supports the evidence of children being there with all the EMF meter hits we were getting. Let's go to another one. Hockey. You hear hockey. That's interesting. You know what? I want to play that again. Okay. I guess I could see like there's maybe a silent second syllable in there too that, and again, I can go in and what I'll typically do sometimes is I'll use this marquee tool, and you can see with the spectral analyzer in Audition, this is kind of where the voice is occurring. Stretch it out in case it's longer. And the idea is you can try to like only include those frequencies, get rid of the high and low, above and below it. And that's non-destructive. I'm not saving it or anything like that, but sometimes it allows you to, to hear it a little bit better, depending on the file. Oh, that's weird. You hear the first part on the right headphone and the key on the left. Maybe as if it's like walking by the recorder or something. Interesting. And this is why, like, I feel like this is good to have other people listen to this stuff. But it's also like sometimes if you have an EVP, you're going to get 10 different people giving you 10 different things they could hear. So it's hard to like, quantify sometimes. I just know that wasn't any of us speaking. Class A EVPs, you definitely, if you have words that can be deciphered that, everybody agrees on, that's awesome. But I wouldn't call any of these I have Class A for sure. Let's look at 3350. Sorry, I'm referencing some notes on the side here. 3350. We had a lot of this go on, and this is just knocks. We'd ask a question and we'd get a knock in response. So I'll play this one. I'm going to just amplify it now.
Yeah, we don't want you to think that we're a threat of any kind. We're just here to talk to you. Hopefully get to know you a little bit. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm. The creek?
I thought that was you.
No, it was this door right here.
Yeah, so this knock right here was right next to me. I was sitting on the end. Um, Here, I'll show you. I'll show you from that video. Did I close it? I think I closed. Nope, there it is. I'll show you where I was sitting. Right here. That's me there. There's a door right next to me. So that was really loud next to me here. At that point, Nicole was sitting over here. Here's my daughter Izzy, and they thought I kicked something, but it was actually the door next to me.
We're just here to talk to you. So hopefully get to know you.
We had a lot of that happen last night. Sometimes you hear them from like the attic level. Sometimes it'd be in the kitchen, and sometimes it'd be in that area over there. We hardly hear anything from the front of the building. It's all in the back of that. Let me close this one here. I got a couple more I can share with you. Yeah, send me whatever Class A stuff you've got. I'd love to hear that stuff. I have a bunch from other investigations I can pull out too, but this one was really cool because it's the most recent one, and I haven't even gone through all the evidence yet. Let's see. Let's do 3802. I think we just asked them, like we heard some kind of noise and we asked them to do it again.
Can you make that sound again? Did you hear that? Yep.
Yeah, it's just that little snap noise that came from the kitchen. Again, a lot of tapping and responses like that. Let's see. Here's a good one. 4441. I'm just interested to hear what you think about this.
I'm walking.
That's Nicole.
I'm walking.
It's right in here. So that you're hearing footsteps on the wood around there, but I feel like there's a female voice in here kind of overlying that. Couldn't tell you what it says. I don't have any opinions. Let's open this up. I feel like it's right in here. Let's see. Did I do the right area? Sorry. Yeah, it's like right in here. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But definitely interesting. Let's see. I've got one more I want to share with you from September 9th. I think it sounds like a cat, personally, but it's funny because, let's see, 5211. I didn't realize it, but Nicole had said she thought she heard a cat in there several times. But yeah, let me just play this.
6 Tom Van Dyke. That was the last.
Very subtle right in here.
Right there.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's almost like a meow, but like, I don't know. I guess it could be something else. Most of this stuff we're either sitting down or we're just standing. We try to stand pretty still. Obviously, there's some footsteps in some of these clips, but all right. Definitely heard the cat or something. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? I'm always perplexed at some of these things. Let's go back to this folder here. So I have here. So Descanso Town Hall. I have some stuff from last night. And these are all just video clips. Some are like IR. I have some full spectrum, and then I have some from the thermal. Now, I will just reiterate that I have not seen these. I haven't heard what's on them. I wasn't operating any of these during the time, except for maybe one or two of these clips where I think we debunked a noise we were hearing. But we had people, guests who were giving donations come in, and I just let them use the equipment. So I told them, hey, you can record, you don't have to, you do whatever you want with it. So we had some interesting responses, lots of stuff last night. Nicole did see a shadow person. I had followed into the bathroom where she said it went with a full spectrum camera. One of these clips has to be that, because I pushed record at first, but then it stopped recording. Then it started recording a few seconds later. Then it stopped again and started again. So I'm sure some of these clips are those, but let's just take a peek here. And again, some of these, like I said, they're other people.
There's a lot of sitting in the dark.
Here's Izzy.
And a lot of the time, we have security and we've got a lot of what we call right now susceptible outside.
And that's just one of the groups, the format we did. Some of these people are walking around with our EMF meters. If I'm trying to get it paused on the floor here. These are little like cat toys. They're just little plastic balls that have lights that come on if I don't know if it's touch sensitive or vibration sensitive, but they'd be going off occasionally when we were in circles like this asking questions.
We heard the stuff in the attic. That's kind of what we're trying to pay attention to. It's just kind of like if you're getting used to your body and kind of either done meditation or yoga.
Yeah, so she's got my thermal. Go back to this part. She's got my thermal with the iPad. I've got this woman's live listening with my Zoom recorder with some headphones. This one's walking around with my K2 meter. And that's Nicole there. We're just kind of talking and letting people do their thing, What's interesting, hold on one second. Oh, this kid. I was going to say, I don't remember a kid being there, but I do remember her because I remember the checkered pants. All right, so nothing really on that one. Let's go to this one here. These aren't long clips, I don't think.
Again, there were a lot of automobile accidents and everything.
I think I was holding the camera at this point.
A lot of the floorboards here that are used in it.
We kept hearing noises back here and up in the attic, and she went over there with the meter. Let's see. It's a horrible image.
That's great.
Oh, it's reflecting off the chair.
It's hard to tell sometimes. Part of what we try to do is eliminate, plausible explanations.
I don't think that was me doing that.
I think it's very important to try.
A lot of these are only a few seconds long. That's loud. I think that was one of the spirit boxes. Let's see. And here's that area where we saw the lights. We saw more that night. I was hoping we'd get some on video. Oh, and notice the time. It's about 6:35 there. A lot of stuff happened after 7:30, and that was some of the reports too. They all seem to happen, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Yeah, so this is probably one of the ones where I grabbed the camera because Nicole has said she saw a shadow figure walking past here into the men's restroom, which is through here and to the left. The loud part scared you. I'm sorry. I'm warning you, I have not watched these. So yeah, this is where I didn't realize the camera had turned off, but I started recording and was going to walk back there And it's total darkness back there. And I was going to check out to see if we could document the shadow figure. Let's see. And it makes like an audible chime. The lights are on in here. Yeah, we didn't turn the lights on. So that was interesting. All right, do you feel okay doing this in the dark here? You can look on this camera here. Got IR lighting. Kind of just follow me.
There's a camera if it gets too dark for anyone in here. Not a camera, flashlight, sorry.
Yeah, I can't see anything, so I'm trying
To the left
feel
of
my way
this.
around.
There we go. It's kind of blinding when you're looking at this screen. Can you guys see in here?
It looks empty to me.
Is anyone in here with us? Can you make these red lights go off? A bunch if you're here.
Yeah, and then my camera just stops recording at that point. It was still on, it just stopped recording. And my hand wasn't anywhere near the record button. So that was 008, here's 009. I probably comment about it on this one because I remember starting recording and telling somebody about it.
It started again. You see how it's red right there?
Yeah.
The button to do that is on top
I
here.
heard it sound. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you not want to be seen?
That's going off like crazy, you know?
Yeah, EMF meter started going crazy
Is that
here.
a yes? You don't want to be seen?
That's okay. You can walk away.
Yeah, do you want us to leave you alone?
Yep, and then it stopped recording again. It's crazy because it stops recording and starts recording on its own a couple times. Bathroom ghosts are the worst. Where's the Bruce mansion? Yeah, I don't want to be touched in the bathroom. I would be freaked out as well. Yeah, it turned on one more time before we left. Let's see what this says.
Mean any harm? We're trying to respect you. Now it's back on.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us know. We'll get out of your hair.
Yeah, we took that as a sign of it not wanting us there, because it lit up North Michigan. Okay, cool. But yeah, the EMF meter was lighting up when we said something like, "Do you not want us to be here?" And it would flash, and we were like, "Okay, we'll leave you alone." You know, we ended up going back in there later. There's a couple experiences that happened, but I kind of want to get through these videos before I go into that. 10 seconds long.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to turn this off.
Oh, yeah, that's just me. I walked out, and it started recording again. And I was like, all right, I'm going to turn this off. And what I did was we had a group that ended right then. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to swap it out for the full spectrum just in case there's a problem with my camera. I just wanted to test it at home. I turned it on this morning. It didn't turn off or on by itself. So that was interesting. Let's look at the thermal next here. See if this shows anything. It's only 15 seconds. Record. At least get a few seconds of it.
Yes,
Okay, this
So
is
you're
me.
not. Oh, that was.
That's me. I'm just.
that's you. But the other one,
No, I'm gonna wave right where you wave. It,
you see, it's not doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, so this was weird. It's so hard to tell what this is, but this is in that men's bathroom. There's a framed picture right here, and you can see our reflections just in the the glass on the frame, or plastic, or whatever it is. I could wave my hand, and you could see it, I remember seeing that, but you couldn't see the other person that was standing next to me at all, which was really kind of weird. It's not like they had a bunch of clothes on or anything. They had the same amount that I had on. I don't know what would cause that. It could have been just the angle we had. I'm not sure. But it was cool. All right, what do we got here?
My hand, please.
Oh, so that's me, actually. I'm at the end of the hall, where it was dark earlier and I was kind of feeling around, and the door to the bathroom is right here. I actually felt a breeze come through here, and I told the guy with the thermal, I said, hey, film this real quick. I want to see if it's colder in here. So I'm curious to see what this looks
There it
like.
is.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a breeze.
I don't know if it's anything, but the colors are like jumping around.
Is it getting darker colors around my hand?
Yeah, like a foot away
Close.
from your hand.
Probably like a foot away from your hand.
Like
I see.
towards the bathroom?
Yes, towards the bathroom.
I'm gonna reach out and touch.
Yeah.
like-
See,
Pulsating.
I didn't see what they were seeing.
I feel like it went away. Like I just felt like almost like a breeze. It's
Little
like
bit of
somebody walked
breeze.
by you.
Yeah, I didn't see anything there. They're saying they saw it bouncing back and forth, but I think that's kind of what the thermal cam does. But yeah, I had just walked back there. It was pitch black, and I thought I felt like a little cool breeze right there, which was interesting. So that's why I was like, well, if it is colder, I want to catch it on thermal, but it didn't look like anything on that video clip at least. What's this one? Oh, this is that guy. There was a guy that came in a wheelchair.
Push it. I can't fart right now.
Okay. I don't know if you heard that. Yeah, it could be they're just not used to looking at the thermal cam. Yeah, probably. So this guy, I think I heard him say, I can't fart right now. Hang on, let me play this again.
I can't fart right now.
They're trying to document a fart. See what happens when you just let people do that. Yeah, he says, I can't fart right now.
I can't fart right now.
Oh, great. I like it. I mean, I guess it'd be cool to look at if he did. Makes me wonder what else is on here.
Yeah. You guys doing okay?
Hey, Dad.
That was a shadow. Did you see it?
No, his hand is blocking it, but is this thing recording? Because they just found a huge shadow. How do you know?
It is not recording.
There was a
Okay, so I remember this. This is the women's restroom. The guy with the thermal's filming from the far end where I was, or somebody is. I'm not. I can't remember who had the thermal at this point, but that's my daughter. Somebody had the full spectrum camera looking into the women's restroom, and they said they saw a shadow go by. So they called me over and asked if it was recording, and unfortunately it wasn't. So we pushed record, but I didn't see any other clips there.
You guys doing okay?
Hey, Dad.
that was a shadow. Did you see it?
No, his hand is blocking it, but is this thing recording?
Here's
'Cause they
me.
just found a huge shadow. How do you know?
I need to drop some pounds.
There was
Push that button on the top right.
There we go.
There you go.
when he was scanning, there was a head that was right on the
Oh, he's looking in the men's restroom again. Not much to see in there with thermal. I was surprised it was that hot in there, though. Doesn't look like it's focusing on much.
This is really kind of intense thing.
He scanned it and it was right there.
Just now?
Yes.
I can't even tell what he's looking at. Yeah, I think if you move the thermal around too quickly, it's just not gonna... Oh, there's a cabinet. Or that was the sink. If you move it around too quickly, it's not gonna do anything. Oh, there's our wheelchair guy again. That's funny. I'm gonna have to post that on their Facebook page. Let's see. What else do we have? Just the full spectrum footage. Oh, this is 10 minutes. Well, let's just give it a play.
I can see you nice and clear in the light there.
Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to hear the volume very well. These action cams are horrible. That's why I usually have a recorder going at the same time, and I'll sync the audio and video.
Did you go to school here? We want to give you space.
So I think this is where they saw the shadow figure. There was a very short one, looked like a child, go in through here. She was asking if they went to school there.
Attic.
Yeah. And FYI, we did,
That's moving.
Yeah.
Is that
These
supposed to do
these
that?
fans were moving. They weren't turning, but they were making a clicking sound. And again, this was very dark. We couldn't see this. The only
That's what we're hearing.
reason I saw that was because of the camera.
I wanted to fix these fans.
But they weren't doing that before, were they?
No, they weren't.
Where's the...
So they're saying that the fans weren't on when we started.
Yeah, these are actually been having a lot of issues.
The tough thing is, so many people in the room, between groups, we were trying to let people into the restrooms because there was crowds outside. And who knows if somebody flipped the fan switch on. So you can't call it paranormal, of course, but...
Yeah, that one's like catching. That's what we're hearing.
Yeah.
Debunked.
Are we on now?
It's still moving.
They were just trying to turn them off.
Oh, there you go. Whatever you did stopped him.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to see that without this camera.
Can you even, when you're watching, can you even hear the audio on this camera? It's very quiet.
Shane Shea, are you here still?
Sorry.
Turn it on
Okay,
vibrate.
if you want to talk to us, you gotta make that light up really big and bright for a long period of time, okay? Or make your knocking sound.
That guy loved the live listening. Oh, here we go.
Here.
There's one of these caught. There's some dust. So those, like...
Thank you. Can you turn it off?
Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear it. These things don't go off unless you, tap them with your foot.
Came back on though. It
Like,
went
you
off
can
for a
walk
split
around
second
it.
and then came back on.
And it won't go off, but I'm glad we caught one of these going off with nobody next to it,
Wanna get it back on? Yep. Are you over by the circle now again?
We had kids waiting out there. It kind of looked weird from where I could see,
It just keeps going, doesn't it?
and the screen's really small. I was like, is there somebody out there? And I was like, yep, there was a birthday party. And there were kids that were,
Who's here
it
with
was
us?
actually a really cool group, the very
On
last
now.
group.
Oh, it's back on.
We feel like
You think I should move it? Just to see
the
if it's-
child spirit or children that are there really responded well to the group of kids in there. That's when we started getting more K2
Let's
hits.
put it in this chair.
Join us, it's 2 spots.
didn't do that last time.
anything over there, this is kind of gone, this is better.
Yeah, so I put the ball in this chair
Alright, it's off now.
and it went off immediately.
With us being here tonight?
I don't think it went on again sitting in the chair. But I remember the lady that was sitting there when we came back to sit down, she was all kind of freaked out that the ball was there.
You want us to leave?
I think there's moths and stuff in there. Dust. Bunch of stuff flying around there.
Did you go to school or working here?
Yeah, look at all that dust. It's an old building. It's like 1800s construction.
What light?
The big square light. No, that.
I think we were speaking to an elderly gentleman last time we were here. Are you here still?
Oh, that's Nicole. Nicole has these earrings on. They're like
Can you give us a tap
acrylic
or light something up for us?
ghost-shaped earrings. And I think you're seeing the IR light reflect off
How
those.
about the child? Are you here?
That's a lens flare
Had a
from
lot to
that.
say last time.
Did you go to school down the street?
That's more dust or a bug or something. Lens flare. Yeah, we were still hearing bangs out there after the fan things were shut off. So she's just checking to see if anybody was out there, and there wasn't.
Yeah, so last time we were here, we got a lot of tapping in the kitchen, and we kept seeing like an orangish light just blink in and out a couple times. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch that one on video, but we saw it a few times. Yeah.
I need to remember to pan the video slower. Making myself dizzy.
Come on back.
Sometimes if you guys want to come back and sit down here,
Someone dropped a phone.
and you can communicate through it. It's kind of my favorite thing of choice. I modded this spirit box to remove the antenna because if you're a
Guys,
skeptic,
stay at the bathroom. They have to stay out of there.
if you're a skeptic, people will say, well, you're picking up a voice on the radio or something. So I kind of just to be on the skeptic side, put this radio, I took the antenna out for that. We're not going to hear probably, it's very unlikely we're going to hear a voice on it, but if
She's gonna turn this spirit box on. It might be loud.
it's one of those things. So I'm opening up this portal. Let's hear what we
Oh, it's not loud. Yeah, so her spirit box, they removed the antenna so that you can't pick up radio frequencies on it. Which is good or bad. Since they did that, I've never heard any voices come through it. Now she says that, like when there's like a gap in the frequencies, that means something. I'd like to understand a little more of the technology behind that.
play this for another 30 seconds, and we'll have to transition next week.
That's Nicole's EMF meter, and it was going nuts up there in that corner.
If anybody wants to talk to us through the spirit box, you can.
It's sitting on top of a display case of like scholarship winners going back to, I think it was late 70s, early 80s.
We'd love to hear you come through again. You were doing it so well for us earlier.
It felt like I got really active for that first group, and now it's kind of just calmed down.
Yeah, this was the next to the last group. It got super quiet here. And then when that group of kids came in, it was just insane. Like, activity all over the place. But it was also at like around 8 o'clock that they came in.
I've had full conversations with Amy. I can get sometimes their age, where they're from. If I don't like to ask how they passed. Sometimes that scares somebody, and it closes them up and makes them
Ghosts were tired, yeah.
really ask those questions.
Well, and that's what it felt like, you know. After that big burst of energy, it goes quiet for a few minutes. But that's the thing is, like, some of these investigations you go on, like, nothing happens. The whole, you know, night you're there. You might find some stuff on evidence review, but this was really active for that last group. I mean, we had the whole, like, thing showing up on video. Something showed up on thermal in the bathroom area. The K2 meter was going off in the kitchen, like, almost the whole meeting. What's that? Oh, they turned the lights on. I see. I was like, why did it glow orange like that? But it's a really cool place. I think there's only one more video. Looks like 4.5 minutes.
When he was scanning, there was a head that was
I heard
right
someone
down
breathing here.
Okay, so we saw a reference to this in the thermal footage earlier. This is where I came in and told him how to push record. He said he just saw a head in here and he heard someone breathing. He's got this full spectrum camera, and he's live listening through my Zoom recorder.
Right now, like someone going.
You have the audio too.
I should pause this and say the audio, nobody pushed record on the audio recorder the whole night. The file was empty, unfortunately, because a lot of people were saying they heard stuff.
I felt like a breeze, like right here.
I felt one down there earlier.
Yeah.
These bathroom areas is really kind of intense today.
there. He came in and he scanned it, and it was right there.
Just now?
Yes.
It'd be crazy if there was a ghost in the toilet. Like, how could you
Never been able to see it.
relax enough to go to the bathroom in there if you saw that, like, ever again?
Can you see okay down there? You
There's my
wanna-
Zoom recorder there.
Okay, come like right down here,
Mm-hmm.
and then shine it down that way.
Can you show
Yeah, well,
yourself again?
so Nicole had 2 or 3
Can you show
recorders
yourself on
going
camera?
that she didn't tell anybody
There was a
about.
head, and it was right down
One of
there.
them was in the bathroom area,
Yes.
but she's got several hours of stuff
Yeah, I
to
have my glasses on,
review.
so I might not be able to see all these great, but it's recording now.
We just share all this stuff on a Dropbox link, and you know we can each review each other's footage anytime.
Thank you for showing yourself.
But do it again, 'cause I didn't get to see you.
Yeah, I'm looking more closely now. Can you show yourself one more time? I'd love to see you.
Go down a little bit.
There's a little viewfinder in there. It's so tiny for these action cameras.
Can you show yourself one more time, please? I'd love to see you. See the person I was talking to earlier? All of your friends really, really were happy to talk to you again.
That was crazy. There's
Mhm.
something in this.
It was.
You want to go back over there and see if anyone to the kitchen to talk?
Go right down in there again.
Yeah.
There's
That's what
a
we
lot
saw.
of static around here.
What happened?
I felt a lot of static right here.
Where's your wife? Why won't she come in here?
She's sleeping right now.
Yeah, that guy's wife was sleeping in the parking lot the whole time. She wouldn't go in.
He and I both saw something right there. But don't go in the bathroom.
No, yes.
The doors are closed.
Somebody's in the bathroom. He was gonna go in, I think.
He got it on video, an actual
And I was hoping we'd see something in the bathroom there. There's me and Izzy. I think this is when we were wrapping up. They turned the lights on.
And all this weird stuff is from people hitting at it, telling us.
Yeah, they're starting to clean the kitchen up. I don't think there's going to be anything else on this video, but we'll watch. We'll let it play out here.
Is that air on, right? Oh, that air is on, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I was so full, but I kept eating those
All right.
brownies. They're
Now
so
we
good.
know.
Izzy will take one, she said.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
Thank you guys. Thank you. This was fun.
Yeah,
This
we're
was
gonna
really-
have to come back and do this more.
This was
I
really
really
fun.
wish that you could investigate inside the Pink Hotel,
Yeah.
because everybody knows that place is haunted.
Oh, this one here?
Yes.
Who owns it?
Yeah, he just sat it down.
Private people that
I don't
say
think there's
for
going to be
sale
anything
a
else
couple
on there.
times and
So yeah, let me switch my camera here. Okay, you know what? It's because I just had my desktop there. And I don't think my audio was set up on that channel. Sorry about that. What I was saying was, we had a really good time there. We've got some, I guess, connections there now where because we've agreed to do these events, there's going to be more in the future. They're pretty much cool with us going in there whenever we want to. We have, free access to the building whenever we want to do some investigation. So I know Izzy's got a friend and I've got another friend that we both want to bring in there. One of the people in this video was one of Nicole's coworkers, and she ended up bringing her own equipment. So she would like to come back. So I'm really interested in testing a few things out based on the evidence we did get. We got some specific names that people were, expecting, or they were trying out. They said, well, there's a few local deaths that had occurred, and a couple of them were associated with this building pretty specifically, and we were getting EMF reader responses whenever we would bring those names up, and they would confirm. We'd call them by name and say, is this you? And then it would respond. So I'd like to do a little more research about those specific names and ask more pointed questions. Some of the people there actually knew those people, so it'd be interesting to have some conversations with them before we go back so that we could have a little more in-depth conversation. I really want to try to get those refrigerators turned off too, because there's a lot of background noise with the refrigerators. There's two huge ones in the kitchen there. But anyways, so that's all I've got for now. But if we do get more evidence and audio clips and things like that, happy to share them on Patreon, or maybe we could do another live stream and go over, if there's enough stuff, go over this stuff again. But if you've enjoyed this and you want me to do more of this stuff on Patreon, I'm probably going to be doing it anyways. I don't know if it's stuff that you like pertaining to my podcast or the storage papers, but yeah, I'm happy to do it, and I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to log off now and probably do the weekend grocery shopping. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you showing up, and have a great rest of your weekend.